Welcome back. 9:42 is the time, and this is New at 9. Life may not necessarily be getting any easier for women after all. According to the American Psychological Association, almost half of all women surveyed say their stress has increased over the past 5 years compared to 4 in 10 men. A big reason is that as women, we are striving to break more glass ceilings, and sometimes we have trouble saying no. Joining us live now is women's mental health expert, Dr. Keita Joy. I was just thinking about you the other day, thinking, gosh, when am I going to see her again? How are you?
I know. I'm doing great. And, you know, I love this topic as a woman.
I know you do, because you and I have talked about this topic as women. So let's delve right into it. Why do you think women do have such a hard time saying no?
Well, I just think we are known as nurturers, and we're caretakers, and we're givers. That is our heart. We love to give and be there for other people. But what we have to realize is we can't do that at the expense of our own mental and physical health. And so it's important that we come up with ways to remember what's our focus, so that way we don't get deterred into having unnecessary stress and anxiety in our lives.
And you know what, and that is such a great point, because what happens is, especially as working moms, we tend to say yes, 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 even though in our mind we want to say no. Then at the end of the day, what happens? We're stressed, we're burned out, we're grumpy, we're irritable, right? And then everybody's wondering, why are you irritable? Why are you upset? Well, because I've been saying yes all day when I really should have been saying no.
Exactly. And I like to tell people, you cannot be everywhere doing everything with everybody. It's just not possible. You've got one body and you only have 24 hours in a day. So you know what my success formula, I talk about doing you, doing it well, and doing it consistently. There is no way you can do mommyhood well, being a boss in your business, a school teacher, lawyer, or anything well, if you're constantly giving more than you're pouring into yourself. So saying no is really just having boundaries. And the benefit of boundaries is peace of mind. Now, the reality is you may lose some friends and family members along the way. They may not understand, but that still means you don't want to lose your mental health and your peace of mind. So in every language, you can say no. Spanish, no. French, no. English, no. It's a universal word, and it is a whole, complete sentence. And I know oftentimes it's hard to exercise those boundaries, because oftentimes women, we're people pleasers. We want people to like us and to accept us.
Yeah, no, I think that is an absolutely great point. The other thing about it, though, is you can't say no all the time, right? And so there are some times when you're going to have to say yes. What should you consider before you say yes or no to someone?
Such a great point, Danielle. You have to consider first your priorities. That's why I talk about do you. What are your priorities for that day? Only say yes to commitments that you can keep, and commitments that honor what your values are and your schedule for that day. And then also, women, we got to drop that superwoman complex. It's okay to ask for help. Many times we're saying yes to things that we could have outsourced. In 2021, this is the season to outsource. Get a nanny, have a housekeeper, have someone do the DoorDash. I go to Whole Foods and we go and we pick it up. How can you eliminate stress in your life? Learn how to say no, and learn how to call on people to help you in times of need. You don't have to do everything by yourself. We weren't created to be like that. We were created to be interdependent, not independent.
Yeah, and very quickly, I do want to wrap with this. I thought it was an important point you made about sometimes when you say no, you may end up losing some friends or things like that. But at the end of the day, your peace of mind really is what is the most important thing. And I think as we get older, we tend to know that our circle should be smaller and not bigger anyway, and that the no is kind of your own protection mechanism for your own mental health.
And I always say, forget quantity, it's quality. Quality friendships, quality life. And in order to do that, you have to manage self. We're the CEOs of our life. So the way that you manage yourself is being able to exercise yes when it's appropriate, and being able to have firm boundaries and say no. You're not less of a friend or less of a wife if you say no, and learn how to do the things that are most important in your day and outsource the things that you need help with.
And a real friend will understand that no and why you had to end up saying that no, right? So there's that as well.
That's right, absolutely.
All right, we'll continue this conversation offline, Dr. Keita Joy. Thank you so much.
You got it. Call me.
Always good to talk to you.
Thank you.
Jamie.
Danielle, you got the hook up, friend.